What's going on, guys? We are back yet again with another live stream. I can't believe it's already midnight. I don't even know how this happened. I was going to be on a little bit earlier, but then I was like, I'm going to chill for a little bit. And then next thing you know, now it's midnight. And then I was like, well, I'm kind of tired. Let me jump in the shower real quick. And now, because I set it for 11:45. I was like, you know what? Let me jump in the shower real quick. And now it's almost midnight. But anyway, guys, we can discuss whatever you guys want. It's Friday, the night before Vicente Luque versus RDA. I had to think for a second. I think it's UFC Vegas 78. We can talk about Adesanya versus Du Plessis never happening ever, which I may or may not make a video about. I really don't have time to. But it seems like a lot of people on Twitter are upset at that notion. We can also talk about Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley, which is coming up in roughly 8 days. I got to start working on predictions for that. I wish I would have started early, but I never start early. So hopefully those will be out Sunday or Monday. And yeah, whatever else you guys want to discuss. UFC 292, UFC 293, Adesanya versus Strickland, Du Plessis never getting a title shot. Everything you could ever imagine we could talk about in the chat. What's up, Niles? What's up, Calico MMA? Bare Knuckle be letting anything happen. I don't watch Bare Knuckle at all. I see Fries. Okay. Joe, what's your reason on why you think Izzy versus Du Plessis isn't happening? I like how you called him Du Plessis. Look, I might have to make a video about this. I've talked about it in countless videos. I made a video literally 3 weeks ago. When something like this happens, where you miss a title fight, you end up getting screwed a lot of the time, and I'm worried that that's going to happen, If you go back and look, literally, let's see, what's the name of the video? Let's see what the name of the video is exactly. I know what the thumbnail is, but let me take a look at the video. So 3 weeks ago, I put out a video. This was like a day after Adesanya came out and said he's fighting Strickland. I said Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland may happen after Du Plessis turns down fight. The thumbnail is Adesanya and Du Plessis, and then you have Hamzat and Sean Strickland in there, and it says lost title shot with an arrow pointing at Du Plessis. Listen, guys, I always advocate for the people who on paper deserve the title shot to get the title shot. If Hamzat goes out there and blows Paulo Costa out of the water, Hamzat Chimaev will get the title shot. And I understand, okay, maybe Du Plessis can wait, maybe it can be this, maybe it can be that. Adesanya may fight at UFC 293 and decide, you know what, I've been active for a long time, I'm going to sit out for 9-10 months. Is Du Plessis going to want to sit out for 9-10 months? There's so many different ways, and the reason I kind of want to make a video about it is because there's so many examples of this happening time and time again. Tony Ferguson was on a 12-fight winning streak, had won the interim lightweight belt, and guess what? He essentially got stripped due to an injury, and then instead, it was Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor. Tony fought on the very same card. 12-fight win streak and won the interim lightweight title. Was there someone more deserving than him? No, there wasn't. But guess what? Conor McGregor got the title shot. You know why? Because it was the biggest possible pay-per-view the UFC could do. It sold over 2 million pay-per-view buys. The biggest pay-per-view in UFC history to date, I'm pretty sure. So stuff like this happens all the time. Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold. Chris Weidman lost his belt to Luke Rockhold. They were going to do an immediate rematch. Never happened because Weidman got injured. He's never got a shot at Undisputed Gold ever again. It happens all the time. You don't know what's bound to happen in MMA. And it's going to be really annoying because I'm always advocating for the person who deserves the shot most to get the shot. It's very, very possible, and I said this from the very jump. Twizzy Rich, thank you for the $9.99. Always good when I spark up a fat wood and Joey is live. Appreciate you. Joey, I'm sitting on my couch like that dude from the interview. How was your night? My night was good. I was just sitting on my couch like that as well. But thank you, Twizzy Rich, for the $10 super chat. Yeah, Jack was slacking. I see you guys all. Jack was slacking. How can I become a mod? You gotta just be here for most of the streams for a long while, and that's pretty much it. When I need a new mod, I'll select somebody who's been here for a while, kind of type deal. Came for Joey, staying for the mod fight. Appreciate it. Jack's watching porn. Okay, I'm looking forward to the fights tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the fights tomorrow as well. It's not the best card, but it'll still be all right. I'm late to the chat, Fleeman Jack. Yeah, Jack's Jack's on the verge of getting his wrench snatched up. We got a mod competition here. Go finger blast your asshole while you're at it. How could you, Jack? Love you, Dave. If Sean wins somehow, do they do an instant rematch? Yes. I can see MMA community being very mad because he gets another instant rematch. Oh, 100%. If Sean Strickland wins, Israel Adesanya is getting an immediate rematch, and the MMA community that hates Israel Adesanya is going to complain. They're going to say, what, does he get a shot every time he loses the belt? Dude, there's a big difference with that. Okay, he's long-reigning champion. I understand technically he's not anymore, but he was long-reigning champion against Pereira, was winning the fight, was going to win on the scorecards, and got a relatively early stoppage. I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the fight. I've said that many times. Of course they're going to give him a rematch. He went out there. He got a dominant win in the rematch. Regardless of what anyone wants to say, he won the first round, brutally KO'd him in the second round. Got a dominant win in the rematch. So now, okay, he avenged the loss of arguably, you know, I don't want to say it's a fluke, but that's what a lot of people think. Adesanya's the biggest star in the business outside of Conor McGregor or maybe John Jones against the right opponent. And he loses to Strickland. Of course he's going to get a rematch. And who wouldn't want to see that? Because everyone looks at Adesanya still as a dominant champion, even though he had that slip up. Aljo's going to blow the roof off a TD guard with that 50-45 domination. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. Joey, the GOAT of the scene. Thank you. I was just talking last night about them screwing Marina Rodriguez. Yeah, there's so many people. There's 50 people in the chat and only 10 likes. Yeah, guys, like the stream. Run up the likes on the stream. I would appreciate it. This may be the last stream I ever do. I'm thinking about just packing it in. I'm thinking about just, this may be my last stream ever. I'm undecided just yet. Smash the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's so many people who have been screwed out of deserved title shots, and it may very well happen. Personally, me, I would have not been lacking like Jack and would have immediately banned that dude. There you go. Thank you, JJ. What's up, Calico MMA? Stipe was the longest reigning champ and just lost one, and unlike Izzy, was 1-1. Okay, what are we getting at here? And Stipe didn't even get an immediate rematch. So, Cejudo's still hating. Cejudo just wants a paycheck. You notice he's always just talking about money. Like, he's in the back talking to Uriah Faber in some, like, leaked, you know, behind-the-scenes footage, and he's talking about getting a paycheck. I think Faber and him are talking about it. Then you see him, I seen a clip of him recently on Twitter, him talking to DJ about DJ going to roll with that influencer. He's like, you better be getting paid. I think Henry Cejudo, his entire life revolves around money because I think he's broke from sitting out for 3 years. I'm being dead serious. Whether it's rich man broke, where you're rich and you live a rich lifestyle and therefore you're broke because you're not generating the revenue you need to support your current lifestyle, that could be it. But Henry Cejudo's, I mean, I get it. Everyone's worried about money in general, but Henry Cejudo ruined his entire career. Is Izzy top 10 MMA fighter of all time? Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to think about that hard. But I think so. You already know I liked it. Who do you think is next for Shavkat? I think the UFC is going to force Wonderboy to take it. Pause. Usman or Magomedov, is he top 10 for sure? Why you quit streaming? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I may just pack it in. Look, I got a lot going on. I may just have to stop streaming for like 3 months and only put out a couple videos a week. And then we'll see the triumphant return. Scottsdale, Arizona is watching you. I don't know what that means, but appreciate it. I would respect you understanding your decision. Chat is cringe, and for who? Okay. You can't just start packing it in after you've been giving it to us for 2 years. Fair enough. Hap, I already saw that. Yes. Naples, Florida, watching you. Okay, I don't know what that means, but all right. Would you send it? Is that your location, Mason? Is that what you're saying? That's where you guys live? Is that what you're saying, I guess? Bro, that would be hilarious if they made Wonderboy take that fight. I think they may. I think they may. Cut Cejudo? Yes. Guys, I'm fighting. Okay, that's not even me, but all right. If Gon beats Jones, Stipe never gets another title shot. Probably not. Probably not. Joey, take his wrench. I'll give you 100. Look, I would. But that's just petty. Look, That's just petty. I don't let $100 dono control my life, all right? I'll be all right. But I appreciate you, Twizzy, for the offer, man. If he keeps slacking, I may have to take it from him. Who else is going to pleasure me each and every night? Cut the whole welterweight division except Bilal, Shavkat, these ranking squad. Dude, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I got some dumbass. Let's go find it. I tweeted out earlier. By the way, go follow me on Twitter if you don't already. Let's see. I tweeted out, I'll be disgusted if UFC books anything other than Usman or Wonderboy versus Shavkat. I tweeted that out on August 2nd. Some idiot responded to me. I never even saw it till today. Someone sent it to me on Discord. Shavkat already has a fight booked. Why wouldn't Usman and Wonderboy fight? You're a joke, dude. Do your research. If you don't understand why that's funny, I'm not going to explain it here. I'm not going to explain it here. You got O'Malley subbing. You got Aljo subbing O'Malley before the championship rounds? Yes, most likely. Joey, the UFC is screwed with the class action lawsuit. They may not. We'll have to see it play out in court. If Wonderboy refused to fight Gary Usman and Usman genuinely just cut him on the spot, we'll see. I don't know. We don't know exactly what he's turned down. Stipe looks so disinterested, just doing it for the bag. 100%. Ian Gary versus JDM. That's what I'd like to see. I like that a lot. What's gravy, baby? What's going on, Jesse? All you motherfuckers clowns except the real ones. The real ones know who you are. Jack's sending questions in the chat instead of doing his job. Did someone say cut 170? Count me in. Why was Billy's wrench removed? Dude was hyping up Wingstop. I just couldn't see that. I just can't see. I just couldn't accept that from a mod. That tweet was bad. I don't know why bro didn't delete it. I don't know. We got some member beef. Would you save a brow if Aljo gets guillotined in the first? Oh, yeah. I'm definitely gonna impact my personal appearance based on an MMA fight between two grown men I've never met in my entire life. No. I don't care that much. What do you think Ian Gary's ceiling is? Top 10 at least, bare minimum. Top 10. Maybe future title contender. I don't know. I was never really super high on him, but the division, if he can grapple, the welterweight division is good. If he can defend a takedown, the welterweight division is perfect for him. Because the welterweight division is full of grapplers who aren't very good strikers. So Ian Gary, compared to a lot of those guys, are elite strikers. Who's a better grappler, Aljo or Brian Ortega? Depends which way you want to look at it. Ortega probably has the better overall jiu-jitsu submission game, but Aljo is very good as well, so I'd go Aljo. He mixes it all together better. Excluding who deserves what, how do you see Colby versus Leon going? I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that fight. I'll say Leon decision, probably. I'll say Leon decision. I'm in Germany, Joey. I'm officially German after breathing their air. Congratulations, my friend from Germany. John Dodson is currently fighting in BKFC in purple shorts. Only fans on the back. Fall from grace. I mean, I guess I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't pay attention to bare knuckle at all. Dodson just dropped the champ though. Congratulations for him. Ortega has 0 wrestling. Yeah, that's why I said Aljo. He puts it all together. Face reveal. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I've been wearing a mask this whole time. Joe, would you crush your nuts in a vice if Aljo defeats O'Malley via balls and grab? Yeah, oh sure, I will. That's the first thing I'll do on stream. Right on stream. Just crush him in a vice and scream at the top of my lungs. Joe, you still have gotten back to me. Remember when you gave me a fake email? I'm so offended. Well, just wait 7 years and then talk shit about me on a podcast. Gary versus Shavkat. Ian gets KO'd in the first. I think Shavkat would submit him, probably. What is the antidote to Dagestani style of fighting? Wrestling defense, takedown defense, and elite level striking, basically. I wasn't high on Gary until he smoked D-Rod. D-Rod's overrated, but still no one does D-Rod like that, pause. That is true, dude. He left his lifeless body on the ground. Left his lifeless body on the ground. What a performance. What a performance. How on God's green earth is Brian Ortega ranked number 5? You know what's crazy? I didn't even think it was going to do that good. I didn't think a lot of people would watch it because they wouldn't understand what I was talking about. But it's actually one of my best performing videos in the last month. Let's see what I called it. I don't even remember what I called it. I remember what the thumbnail looks like, but I don't remember what I called it. Let's see. When was it? When was it? When was it? When was it? Did I pass it already? Hold on a second. How am I not finding this thumbnail? Oh, the UFC rankings are an embarrassment, and the thumbnail is rankings held hostage. Has almost 10,000 views. I call out almost every ranking squatter in the UFC. And one of them is Brian Ortega. And I gave a list of them. I go through a list of them. So if you haven't checked out that video, do me a favor, check it out. But yeah, Brian Ortega shouldn't be ranked in the top 5. Knew it. Are you a Ravens fan? Joey, have you already talked about DDP in this stream? Arrive late. Slightly. Basically, you never know. You never know when your opportunity is going to end up passing you by. I'm thinking about doing a video, but just ask me about it in a little bit. We'll go more in depth on it. I think Shavkat would kind of have low IQ and just strike with him. I don't think so. But either way, I think Shavkat could finish him on the feet as well. Who would be your perfect opponent in opinion for Tony's last possible match? Talk about it in my recent Tony Ferguson video. It's Jim Miller, if anyone. Who do you have Shavkat, Love, Hamzat? In my opinion, that's a dream fight. That's a dream fight. I'd probably go Hamzat. Because Shavkat in some fights has been controlled up against the fence, and I wonder if Hamzat could do it. But I could see Shavkat in a 5-rounder outlasting him. Joey's big time now? I wouldn't say that. Gilbert Burns has great anti-Dagestani style. Burns versus... Okay. Yeah, I guess the jiu-jitsu and decent wrestling, yeah. Make a video on who you think is going to be champ 2025. I'll make that at the end of this year. I'll do it at the end of this year. Joe, who's the most recent wins Korean Zombie? Oh, Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega's Korean Zombie. Henry Cejudo's Dominic Cruz. McGregor is Donald Cerrone. Tony Ferguson is Donald Cerrone. Stipe Miocic is Daniel Cormier. Easy. Smith versus Spann. Who do you got? I'm probably going Spann this time around, but I don't know for sure. What did Dotson do? I'm not even watching Bare Knuckle. Do you think Max Holloway will go easy on Korean Zombie? I hope so, but probably not. To be quite honest. Can you give me a sneak peek on who do you think will be the Bantamweight champ 2025? I say Song. If I had to pick right now, it's either going to be Merab or... I'll say Merab, Umar, or Song Yudong. I like Song as a potential future champ. He's still very young. Who would you combine to make your perfect fighter? You can use one fighter each: striking, cardio, chin, grapple. Dude, that's way too difficult to come up with. But striking, I go Israel Adesanya. Cardio, I go prime Tony Ferguson. Chin, I'll go John Jones. Grappling, I'll go prime Khabib Nurmagomedov. John Dotson made it look easy. Did he win? Joe, off the top of your head, who are the champions you had by the end of 2023? Are they looking to be accurate? I have no idea, dude. I have no clue. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be that accurate. I think I had Aaron Blanchfield, Amanda Nunes, Weili Zhang. I think I had John Jones. I think for light heavyweight I had Yuri, so technically that could be accurate. I think for middleweight I had Israel Adesanya. For welterweight I think I had Hamzat. For lightweight I had Islam. For featherweight I had Volkanovski. For bantamweight, I want to say I had Henry Cejudo. For flyweight I had Pantoja. So actually it's looking pretty accurate. I'm pretty sure that's what I had, what I just went through. So actually it might be pretty right. I might have to audit it at the end of the year. We'll have to see. I'm heading out. Joey's stream started. The BKFC card got me hyped. Have a good night. Have a good time, my friend. What a mess. That Dodson fight was ridiculous roughing. What happened? Even though Anthony won last time, he's a walking dead corpse now. I got Spann around 1 KO. Superman Spann likes to light it up at MSG. You never know. Where do you rank DDP beating Whitaker among greatest upsets, and what do you think is the biggest upset ever? Biggest upset ever has to be, for me at least, Pena versus Nunes 1. But DDP is probably top 10 all-time greatest upset, I would say. I mean, that was crazy. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected that at all. I think TKZ versus Max might be extremely sad. TKZ got outclassed on the feet by Ortega, and he only beat Ige because he grappled. Max might beat him to death. Dude, Max is going to beat him badly. Going to beat him badly. Ref called a foul because John pushed the guy while he was on his way down from a knockdown and gave him 5 minutes injury time. Ref called a foul because John's the guy fighting. John's the guy that rocked him. Okay, pushed John Dodson. I'm done. That makes sense. That's crazy. Where does Jair go next? He's gonna have to fight another contender. I don't know who he ends up fighting. I don't know. So right now, if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 divisions. How many divisions did I get right? I got flyweight right so far. That might change before the end of the year. I got featherweight right. Let's see how many I got wrong. Bantamweight's almost for sure wrong. There's no way Henry Cejudo is the champion by the end of the year. Welterweight's wrong. No way Hamzat's going to be the champion by the end of the year. Heavyweight's currently correct, but it could change. Weili Zhang's the champion. Technically, I wonder if that's accurate. Technically, right now, I would only have bantamweight wrong, welterweight wrong, and the belts that Nunes vacated, which I don't even count as being wrong. And women's flyweight would be wrong too. Unless Aaron Blanchfield fights for the title by the end of the year. I picked Aaron Blanchfield to be champ by the end of the year. So let's say Aaron Blanchfield fought for the belt and won by the end of the year, and everyone and the champions stayed current what they are right now. Then technically I would get bantamweight, welterweight, and the women's weight class is wrong because of Nunes vacating the bantamweight and featherweight. But do those really count? So that's crazy. I would get 4 wrong potentially, and 2 really don't even count. I only get 2 wrong. Span either really good or really bad on any given night. I agree. Do you still have Beyond beating Alex? I thought he beat him as well. Yes, I do. I already watched it. I thought he won. Yeah, John Dodson knocked the guy down and like put his hands on him on the way down just because of momentum. That's crazy, and they called it. Did John Dodson still win though? Did John Dodson still win? Neal versus Holland rematch. Kevin beat the F out of him the first time. Sure, sign me up. Would there be any other matchups for Jeff Neal you would like since he pulled out? Any other opponents you would have in mind? I wouldn't mind the JDM fight. Jeff Neal versus JDM. I like all those possible ones. I think that makes the most sense. But you could book a million different fights, honestly. Dodson slumped his ass out. A few minutes later, fair enough. Yeah, KO shortly after. Good. So the ref didn't really affect the fight. The referee didn't really affect the fight. Blanchfield or Santos? I'm going Blanchfield. For sure. When will DJ? No, DJ will never ever come back to the UFC. He's got it too good over in 1, and he's gonna retire soon. So he's gonna retire soon. Why would he come back to the UFC and fight these killers? Like, I'm not saying he's not a killer himself, but I'm just saying he's got it made over in 1 championship. Why would he come back to the UFC at this point in time? But imagine how good the flyweight division would be if they still had him. So, would you watch Mike Perry versus Bradley Martin? I don't even really know who Bradley Martin is other than he's just some social media guy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just don't care for that stuff, guys. You have to realize. And I know it's almost like I'm beating a dead horse for you guys who are here all the time. I don't watch this shit. I don't watch all this extra bullshit. I just don't. I don't care about the social media beefs bullshit. I don't care about BKFC. I don't care about the freak show YouTuber boxing bullshit. I don't watch anything to do with it. The most I can see is a clip on Twitter or Instagram. That's the most I ever see. Don't care to seek it out. Don't watch it. Don't care about it. I don't watch the UFC embeddeds. I don't watch the UFC countdowns. I don't watch MMA YouTube at all. I don't watch anything. I got more stuff. When I'm not sitting in this chair, I have a million other things to do. A million. And that's not me, oh, I'm so busy, but I know that sounds like it is. But it's just like I got better things to do in general than just waste my time on it. I'm not saying it's wrong for anyone doing it. If I enjoyed it, I'd find time to watch it as well, but I just don't. It's just not for me. So the last thing I'm going to watch is some bullshit social media guy. I don't even pay attention to that shit. I just consider it like tabloid, cheesy, corny shit. I don't pay attention whatsoever. I don't know who these people are. There's these people who people mention in the chat all the time. Like, I'm trying to think of one of them. Just like social media, like phenoms type people who were like really popular on social media. I don't know who they are. Don't care to ever look them up. Don't care to ever see a video of them. Don't care to ever see anything about them. Don't care to ever learn anything about them. There's only so much room and capacity you can have in your mind to remember stuff, and it's not worth it for me to waste it on some of these social media stars or whatever you want to call them. I just don't care. I literally do not care. And my brain literally has a filter. It's so I can't even describe it. I've tried to describe it before. I avoid this shit so religiously that my brain automatically filters it out. If I see something like on Twitter or something, it's like automatically filtered out. And I think this all stems from years ago. I remember years and years and years ago. And I've talked about this. I've talked about this since the inception of the channel. I like to call it, what did I used to call it? The first take effect, maybe, I think is what I called it. Where First Take with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, okay, was constantly being talked about because all they did, and this was honestly the beginning of the theme in media in general, all they did was put out hot takes looking for attention. And people used to talk about them. And I used to always think to myself, if you guys don't like what they have to say and don't care what they have to say and think they're saying ridiculous stuff, why are you giving them attention based on what they say? And I always thought, okay, well, the best thing to do is just ignore it and never talk about it, which is my whole, you know, it's my channel's motto towards that dumb shit that some of you guys like to bring up in terms of YouTube boxing and social media star boxing and all that corny shit. I don't care. I don't support it. I don't care to think about it for 1 second. So therefore, I just never talk about it, never acknowledge it. I don't care if it could get me views. I don't care if it could get me subs. I don't care if it could get me any attention. Of course, I want views on the channel. Of course. But that's not my priority. My priority is to cover the sport in a way I want to cover the sport. You know, too many people out there chasing views. Too many people out there chasing clout. And that was the origins of the First Take on ESPN. Which now I can talk about. It doesn't exist anymore, you know. And at least I don't think it does. It's just not for me. It's not for me, and it's not for me to acknowledge. That's why you never hear me talk about YouTube boxing. I've religiously avoided it since the beginning of the channel, so I'm not talking about it because I don't care to support it. I don't care to promote it, even to the small audience that I have. It's just not for me. That's not what we do here, to quote Dana White, which I'm going to steal that line from him. I just don't care. I do not care at all. So I don't spend any of my time, any of my days, ever thinking about it. It never crossed my mind how it might go. It never, no aspect of it do I ever really think about other than when somebody asks me a question in the chat, and half the time I ignore those questions. So I wish I could truly explain it to you in a way that you would honestly understand how I literally filter out that information. You know, all the weird shit that goes on in the world and all these like celebrity dramas, it cannot even be related to MMA. It could be nothing that you guys even talk about. I don't pay attention to it. Like someone will mention to me, like let's say one of my friends or my fiance mentions to me, oh, did you see so-and-so, this and that going on? Like could be, I don't know, whatever. Make up whatever it could be. Some celebrity drama going back and forth. No, I literally don't care, and don't even tell me about it. I do not want to know. It's like stopping at the grocery store to read one of those dumbass tabloid magazines. That's the way I see it. So that's the way I look at these social media influencers and boxers. I understand technically now I'm a social media person because I'm on YouTube. My number one goal here is just to cover the sport of MMA from an unbiased perspective and give honest opinions. Most people, when they start a YouTube channel, their number one priority are views. Their number one priority is growth. Now, don't get me wrong. Those are priorities of mine. I want views. I want growth. I want to grow the channel. Because if the channel doesn't grow, the channel's not successful. The channel's not doing what I want it to do. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to be one of the very few channels out there, it can be MMA or anything, that legitimately gives their honest opinion, that's not chasing clout, that's not chasing 24/7 attention, that's not chasing some type of views based off of somebody else's name. I think it's corny. I think it's embarrassing. And I understand, okay, the majority might be doing it, and now it's influenced by that, so now you have a chain reaction of everyone doing it. It's not me. It's just not me. I don't want to do it. I think it's an embarrassment. If I sat here and made, you know, all these crazy, like, clout-chasing videos, and I know some people think my opinions are hot takes, and some of them are hot takes, but I genuinely believe them, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I'd rather close down the channel. If I had a choice right now, if you told me I could change the way I ran my channel to a certain capacity, and I would go to 100K subscribers by the end of the year, or I could stay at what I'm doing right now and be at 20K by the end of the year, I would stay at what I'm doing right now because I want to be an honest, legitimate MMA channel, one of the very few who gives their honest opinion, isn't warped by fans, isn't warped by bias, isn't warped by all that. And you can disagree with me. I'm not saying I'm 100% correct. We can disagree. But there's too many people out there in general not even saying what they believe because they want to pander to the masses and they're scared of getting a little pushback or a little, you know, criticism. I don't give a fuck because I don't think about any of that. I don't care. Don't care at all. So I'm not paying attention to any of that social media bullshit. I know that was a long answer, but you get the point. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I am. You know, I'd rather look at Adriano Moraes' rack. Adriano Moraes could never come over to the UFC with that rack he can carry. I know. But you guys will watch my channel, and look, you may not always agree with me. I'm not asking you guys to always agree with me. I don't think you guys should always agree with me. Why would you want to always watch someone that you always agree with? But I want you to understand at least where I'm coming from, and we can have a respectful conversation about it without lobbing insults at each other and calling each other casuals and stuff like that. But what I want you guys to know, when you tune into a video, you tune into a stream, you don't hear me say something and think, does this guy even believe what he's saying? Does he even believe what he's saying? Is he playing a character? I'm not playing a character at all. This is who I am. This is who I am in real life. This is who I am online. I don't give a fuck about any of that for internet attention. I don't care about internet attention. I don't need money from YouTube. I'll be just fine without any money from YouTube ever. Be just fine. Do I want to grow it into a full-time thing? Yes, 100%. But I'll be just fine without it. So therefore, maybe I have some freedom other people don't have because they're like, oh, well, I got to act this way because I have to make money off of YouTube, or I got to make money, the MMA media. Look at recently the Schmo clinging on to Ariel Helwani's name over a fake email address from 7 years ago because he wants attention. A lot of these people and a lot of the MMA media in general, they want attention. So therefore, look at, you know, you can even go through MMA fighting, you know, one foot in the grave, the other on a banana peel. What do? The majority of their coverage is Conor McGregor tweets. 1-2 sentences with an embedded tweet from Conor McGregor. That's the majority of their news stories because they rely on clicks. They rely on that attention from that. I don't rely on that. I don't rely on that at all. I don't give a fuck. Make $0 this month, don't give a fuck. Make $0 next month, don't give a fuck. I made this channel to cover what I want to cover, what I feel is important, and to give an honest opinion on the sport, talk about the sport I love. I don't care what anyone else, you know, has to say about certain things or, you know, has to say about my opinion or any. I'm not going to cover social media stuff to try to inflate my subscriber account or view count. So there you go. Not watching it, to answer your question. Do you think Cejudo has much more success at 135? No, I don't. I think he ruined his entire career by sitting out for 3 years. Interesting. Adriano Moraes would need to wear a women's Venom top. Adriano Moraes could fight in the women's bantamweight division, and nobody would question it. If Joey had a walkout song, it would be "The Pleasures Here." Sure. Or it would be my walkout song would be "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins. That's my John right there. This is why I like you, Joey. I appreciate it, man. It's always gonna be me. I don't care if I never get one more subscriber. I don't care if I have 50,000. I don't care if I have 100,000. I don't care if I have 1 million. You'll be like, damn, this is the same guy. This is the same guy from 10 years ago. You go back and watch my early streams. You'll see I've been saying these same things. Consistent for 2 years. I started my channel 2 years ago. Been saying these same things for 2 years. You know, obviously we have more people here now, but still, 2 years I've been saying this. Who wins and why? Leon versus Strickland at 180. I'd probably say Strickland because he would have a size advantage. I think Leon's more skilled, but I think it'd be a decision one way or another. Does that not mean we're getting a watch along stream? Look, to be honest, I've never really talked about that fight on stream, but I will talk about it today. I'll make an exception today because I actually tweeted about it today. What's his name? Musk came out and said the UFC is not going to be promoting this fight. Watch how quick Dana White flips the script on it. He went from this is going to be the biggest fight of all time, and I'm contacting the Coliseum in Rome, and Dana saying all this, you know, selling all these wolf tickets, to all of a sudden he's going to be saying that's a gimmick fight. It's not what we do here. He doesn't want to fight. Watch Dana start shitting on it now because Dana is only using that CEO billionaire hypothetical fight to garner clout. That's Dana clout chasing there. He wants to attach his name to it because it's garnering a lot of attention. Dude literally made t-shirts about it within, what, a couple days? So Dana's going to flip the script now. He's not going to be happy about it because he thinks now the UFC isn't getting a cut. Adriana Moraes' rack. Dude has a massive rack. Exactly, Joe. You are very genuine YouTube. Not many where I actually respect their thinking. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate it. That's what I aim to be, man. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you are as well, Chase. Joey is a real one. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I genuinely appreciate it. I don't think Dana thrashes those two just because they're rich. Oh, I don't think he's going to thrash them, but all of a sudden he's not going to be in that promoter mode over it. And he may not do it just yet because he's maybe still holding out hope. He's probably still holding out hope that he can be a part of it in some capacity. What he'll do is probably pretend that he's a part of it regardless. He'll say, yeah, they called me up and asked me for plenty of advice. Joe, who do you think wins, Edson Barboza or Sadiq Youssef? I'd probably go Sadiq Youssef. I think Edson's getting a little bit old. I think Sadiq Youssef probably gets it done. But I don't know, man. It's a close fight. I don't think Dana thrashes. Okay, read that. I've never seen someone more blinded by money than Dana White. Dude, Dana is so money hungry. I get everyone wants to make more money. Everyone wants to everyone wants to make more money, but still. Dude is trying to get every single penny. Squeeze every nickel and dime out of every person he meets. It's crazy. Dude had Musk versus Zuck t-shirts made in 24 hours. In 24 hours. Dude is so desperate to pretend that Power Slap is so successful. We're #1 in India. Okay, congrats. Congrats, bro. The reason I watch you is you always keep it real and you don't put out information that's not true. Thank you, Chase. I'm glad you recognize that. I don't put out information that's not true. If I talk about something that's hypothetical, I make it blindly clear that it's not official. Appreciate it. Why does this card have to be so trash this week? I don't think it's like the biggest trash card ever. But it's not the greatest. I don't know, dude. It just is what it is. It is what the UFC does. It's what the UFC does. Let me make sure I have all my picks locked in. 13 out of 13. I don't know. I haven't done my research for Jose Johnson, who's stepping in on short notice. I just picked him on Blackshear by decision. I don't remember Jose Johnson from Dana White's Contender Series, so I don't even remember what he looks like. Same age, a little bit of a height advantage, no reach advantage. Lost to a guy who's 7-2, Manny Martinez, who I believe is in the UFC or was in the UFC. Never got a contract from Dana White's Contender Series. I think Damon Blackshear looked pretty impressive in his last fight against Luan Lacerda. So I'm going Damon Blackshear via decision, just to update you guys on that pick, by the way. Dana, Mr. Krabs. Yeah, Dana is Mr. Krabs. Dana is Mr. Krabs. Do you think RDA and Poirier's resume come close when it comes to who's better? I don't know. RDA's the undisputed champion. I'd have to really look at them side by side and really split hairs to decide. Is Aljo a fraud? No. We all going to wear Sean O'Malley shirts when we meet up? Yeah, for sure. For sure, we have to. T-shirts made fast AF. LOL, Dana. Yeah, dude's wearing Power Slap and Rumble T-shirts every time he announces something. Did you watch one tonight? I didn't watch anything tonight, bro. I didn't watch anything. I got to be honest. I didn't watch anything. Adesanya versus Du Plessis isn't happening because Sean is submitting Israel before the fight even starts. Fair enough. Joe, do you think Dana is feeling now that Elon tweeted that out? I think he's hoping he can get back and make a. He wants a cut of that. He wants a cut of that promotion. I'm telling you right now. He wants a cut of that promotion. We're number 1 on Rumble. We're number 1 in India. Imagine McKinney loses once again. Dude, he's done. He's cut from the organization if he loses. We're all going to wear marijuana tube socks when we meet up. 100%. I love Colby Covington. He's probably super rich, so he doesn't have to fight, but he's absolutely thrown away his prime. It's already gone, man. The prime's been thrown away. The prime has been thrown away. Dude hasn't been fighting. It's annoying as hell. You're where I get all my information on the UFC and MMA. You're literally the only person I watch now because I know what's true and what's not nowadays. Hey, man, that's the biggest compliment you can give me. The fact that you see a video and you're like, okay, this is legitimate. I don't have to go check it. I don't have to go check if it's true or not. That is the biggest compliment you can give me. Because in MMA, it's hard to see who's a reliable source and who's not a reliable source. I know, and I double check everything before I ever make a video on it. In India, nobody ever mentioned Power Slap to me. I don't know who is lying to Dana, but man, has he been doing an awful job. Yeah, they need to give the production crew an Emmy for coming up with slow-mo replays of truck drivers slapping each other. What a joke that guy is. And the MMA media is just going there as a literally... Basically, the MMA media is being held hostage and being forced to go there. Otherwise, if the MMA... I guarantee if the MMA media wasn't forced to go there, then there would be less than half the media that shows up now. And those guys are probably paid by the UFC, and they're just influencers. No one would actually cover that. Dana's forcing them to cover it, otherwise they'll lose access. So, I think tomorrow's card is overhated. There are some quality fights. Maybe a bit overhated. When you said UFC's racist, you got that wrong. I never said that. The video you make about Joe Rogan's a big L. Why you hate on Joe? You have to watch the video, I guess. I don't know. It's a big L, I guess. Oh, well. Joe Rogan's a twit, for sure. Is Aljo's resume fraudulent? It's debatable. But they're always going to hate on Aljo one way or another. But I do kind of understand it. I do kind of understand it in a way. Is Power Slap doing so well? Are the contestants being paid popsicle sticks and buckets of popcorn chicken? That's what I would like to know. Why is nobody asking him that? If Power Slap is doing so well and you signed such a big deal, why are you paying the fighters? Why are they getting paid $2,000? Imagine doing that for $2,000. At this point, I'm about to... How many Power Slap athletes do they possibly have? How many Power Slap athletes do they possibly have? I think, what did he say? He had a 50 under contract or something? So, let's see. Basically, for $100,000, I could cripple Power Slap. I'll pay them all. I'll pay them all a couple grand to just not show up to their next fight. You can hear the MMA media feel awkward when they ask anything about Slap at Slap pressers with Dana. Well, what's funny is, do you notice at UFC pressers, if anyone asks him about Power Slap, he lights up like a kid on Christmas? Did anybody notice that? Yes or no in the chat? Let me know. If Dana gets asked about Power Slap during a UFC press conference, he lights up like a Christmas tree. Joe, because you get views on social media doesn't mean you're popular. I would agree. I would agree. For some reason, people don't realize that. Dang, 100,000 for all of Power Slap. Dana's cheap ass. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Supposedly he's making a killing off of it. For 100,000, you can buy the entirety of Power Slap. There was an interview that Dana did recently with like a mainstream media member. I don't remember who it was. I sent it in Discord. And they asked him about Power Slap. And he lit up. He kind of sat up in his chair, was smiling ear to ear. And was like, we're number one in all. He said he makes these claims, but he doesn't quantify the claims. He said, we're number one in all sports. Well, what does that even mean? Number one in what? Because it's not revenue. It's not revenue, bro. It's not overall ratings. So what is it? You're not even on TV. Keep in mind, whenever you hear Dana White hyping up Power Slap, I want you to remember TBS, a cable channel, dropped them because they weren't getting the views that they wanted. Okay? It is getting horrible, horrible views. And then I want you to realize this. It is getting worse ratings. Wait a second. As bad as it's doing, it's getting better ratings than The Ultimate Fighter this season. So, There you go. Anyone who wants to join the UFC needs to tell Dana Power Slap. I honestly wonder if I just started covering Power Slap super favorably if I could get access to the UFC. I think I probably could. If I had like 50K subs and I really started just D-riding Power Slapping Dana in every video and every stream and then asked Dana for access, he would give me access. I don't watch Dana White because 1 minute he's saying we don't do gimmick fights, the next minute he's trying to put on stupid fights. Agreed, 100%. You think the UFC is trying to force the narrative that O'Malley's a star down the throat? Yes. 100%. 100%. There's no proof that he is a star. 100K for any sports roster salary so cheap. No wonder Saudis are so easily buying pro sports. There you go. There you go. To be fair, Power Slap ain't making any money. That is true. Anyone know what's going on with the UFC 292 card? It's short as hell. That's just is what it is. There's been cancellations. There's cancellations. Number one, yeah. We're number one in all YouTube, guys. I'm not going to quantify that with anything, but we're number one in all YouTube. So, dude, you about to start dropping predictions for Power Slap? I'm telling you, would Dana not give me... If I had 50K subs, and let's say I just started brown nosing Power Slap and Dana White, would he not give me access to UFC events? Would he not? 100%. I'm telling you right now, it would happen. TBS was dying anyway? Okay. Exactly, and that shows you TBS is dying. The dying corpse of TBS on cable didn't even want Power Slap on their programming. Power Slap is essentially an entire league of gimmick fights. Dude said Power Slap mobile games better than Call of Duty. I wonder if that one media member who questioned Dana on the numbers ever came back. I don't remember who that was. But Dana would find some obscure analytic to try to back it up. Dude, Dana would kick the schmo to the curb so fast if he did that. Exactly. Literally, the post-fight MMA interviews have more views than Power Slap. Dude, Power Slap, I've never seen a positive response to Power Slap. He thinks they're all bots, too. What does Rogan have against Jan Blachowicz? I have no idea. I have no idea. He clearly hates Jan Blachowicz. There's no doubt in my mind he hates Jan Blachowicz for whatever reason. It's absolutely bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. The review that I sent you is #1 review of Power Slap Mobile. Oh, that's funny as hell. That is really funny. What do you think about the one dude that done live stream the other night? What do you mean? What are you talking about? O'Malley isn't even a pay-per-view. I bet Bilal draws more than him. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know about all of that. That's a little bit of a stretch. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. There's no evidence that O'Malley's a draw. There's no evidence that O'Malley's a draw by any means. And until we'll see what the pay-per-view numbers are for this event. I bet you they're not going to be that good. I would be willing to bet they're not going to be that good. That one you sent us to? Oh, I only saw a couple minutes of it, but it seemed pretty good. He was here earlier tonight. He seemed pretty good. I hope you guys had fun. I don't know how long you guys were there for, but I hope you had a good time. I hadn't seen it before, so I couldn't necessarily vouch that it was going to be good or bad, but I just wanted to send you guys to show some support. He hates Blachowicz because he beat Adesanya when Rogan was D-riding. Is he? Probably. He's holding that vendetta against him. Izzy's feints. Jan Blachowicz ain't going to win this fight if you got to worry about Izzy's feints. It's like the Colby thing. I'm so tired of hearing Colby's a draw, O'Malley's a draw, when there's no evidence to support either one of those claims. O'Malley never talks. Pretty boring. He's live right now. Oh, he's live right now watching Power Slap. I see. Or watching one or something. He said earlier. I think I'm subscribed to him. Pretty sure I subbed to him. I don't remember. I thought I did. But I don't see. He's not showing up in my thing. Let's see.
Next one.
Whoa.
I want to talk about.
Okay. I think I found it. But that's pretty cool. Dude starting off his channel. I'm glad we could help. Picked up a couple subs that night. That's all I care about. Izzy's confused, dude. Okay. Dana couldn't get into boxing, so he started a slap league. Yeah, remember when he was starting Zuffa boxing for so long? Let me take a look. 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 Yeah, I don't think O'Malley's ever going to be a massive star. I really don't. people think, oh, he's got tattoos, he's got fancy colored hair, oh, he's such a star. Yeah, like O'Malley, let's go look up his YouTube channel. He's such a star. Let's see what his YouTube channel does. I've never looked at his YouTube channel, I don't think, ever. Let's see, does it do massive numbers? I doubt it. Not that that is indicative of anything, but look, the dude, he's doing a video 10 hours ago about his fight with Aljo. It's getting 26,000 views. Thumbnail's horrible. Title's horrible. Title's horrible. I mean, he gets okay views, but nothing spectacular. It's all under 100,000 views for a star. Imagine Conor McGregor had a YouTube channel. Imagine Conor McGregor had a YouTube channel. Imagine how big that shit would be. Imagine how big that would be. Compared to, okay, let's see what his most popular video is. He's got 2 videos over 1 million views, which is pretty good. I respect him, dude. I respect him for, you know, exploring other avenues to make revenue. But he's a star, but 26,000, 37,000, 101,000, 52,000, 51,000, 175,000. It's okay. And again, social media analytics aren't indicative of everything. But if you can't get someone to watch your free content on YouTube, and the thing is, people base O'Malley's drawing power on his personality. You're not going to sell a million pay-per-view buys. Now, maybe that changes. But also, maybe he's not putting enough into it because... And I didn't even look how many subs he had. Damn it, I forgot. I meant to check that. Doesn't show you right up top. He's 638,000, so he's got a lot of subscribers, but not a lot of views. The thumbnails are horrible, to be honest. Thumbnails are horrible. It just looks like a hobo in every thumbnail. Every single thumbnail just looks like hobos. Titles aren't good. Yeah. So he must not be that interesting of a personality. Your opinion on the lawsuit against the UFC? Go watch the weekly live chat from this week, the Wednesday live chat. I believe it's live chat 121. There's a timestamp in the comments. I go through it for about 45 minutes, my friend. It could have a massive impact on the MMA landscape in the future. But I can't go back through it for that long. It's very important to find out what's going on. But I went through it for 45 minutes roughly the other day. It's time stamped down in the comments if you care to go find the live chat from the other day. Live chat 121, the most recent live chat. His highest viewed video isn't even about him. That is true. Jan beat O'Malley, in case everyone forgot. I agree. Whatever happened to Bigfoot Silva signing with Power Slap? No idea. I'm getting that popcorn ready for all the fans who are going to walk out after Aljo, after the first round in the Aljo fight. Dude, that's going to be hilarious. But who knows? How ironic, days before Power Slap debut, Dana White slaps his wife in Mexico. That was all promotion. That was, remember they delayed it? They delayed it and said it had nothing to do with that. Anyone that treats women like that, I got no respect for. Who are you talking about? Because the video, the message about Dana slapping his wife was after your message. So I imagine if McGregor just had a YouTube channel before becoming champ, he would have the same amount of views, maybe marginally higher. No, 100%. Conor was already a star before becoming champion. It was way different. The Conor McGregor vibe before he even became champ was way different than the Sean O'Malley vibe. Sean O'Malley has one win over someone who's currently on the UFC roster, and it was a brutal robbery win over Piotr Jan. And I will die on that hill. It was a horrible robbery. People are saying, is he camp scared of Dricus because Eugene stated he might miss the title fight? He may miss the title fight. I said it 3 weeks ago. He said it 3 weeks ago. I was talking about O'Malley. Okay. How did he treat women? I catch O'Malley's podcast every now, but he's constantly talking about how women are checking him out. Dude, how old is Sean O'Malley? What's he, like 29? Yeah, 28. Dude's just a cornball. He's a cornball. But it doesn't surprise me, dude. I imagine him just talking about he smokes weed and, oh yeah, I got so high the other night and I fucked 3 girls and I got this 6'9" tattoo on my face, and I just imagine that's all he talks about. But to each their own. O'Malley only really gained traction because he became during the clout chase era of social media. Now that Zig, I don't even know what that means, passed, he just hyped for personality. Yeah, his personality isn't even existent. Does Conor own the Mac Life YouTube channel? I would assume still. Conor actually did what he said back then. The irony would have now once faded away. Now he's Uncle Rico. Coach would have put me in fourth quarter, we would have took States. Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. Coach would have put me in fourth quarter, we would have took States. The 6'9" tattoo is atrocious. I think all of them are atrocious, to be quite honest. But I think he's going to eventually wash out of the UFC, I think. To be honest. I think he'll wash out of the UFC and we'll be like, was he ever really that good? I'll make a video in like 3 years, 4 years. Was Sean O'Malley ever really that good? How much you want to bet I could throw a pigskin over them mountains? That's what he calls it, pigskin. Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We would have took States. Yeah, O'Malley definitely films himself shadow boxing and then watches it back and makes other people in his family watch it too. Which fighter do you look at and feel like there's no doubt they'll become champ? For me, it's Topuria, Shavkat, and Prohaska. I'll say Aaron Blanchfield, Shavkat. I was very confident Piotr Jan would be champ one day. I was very confident Charles Oliveira would be champ one day. I'm very confident on a bunch of them. But some of them didn't pan out. Why do you hate Dana? I don't hate Dana. I just find him, he's just a liar. He's just a liar. So I call him out on it. That makes me hate him. I don't hate him at all. He's just annoying and a compulsive liar and grifter too. Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. I would have stuffed those takedowns. Yeah. Guarantee if O'Malley just gets worked over, he's going to have some type of excuse. And his cult is going to eat it up. I used to watch Napoleon Dynamite every day after school. I remember when they came out with the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon. It was actually pretty funny. If I wouldn't have stubbed my toe in the second round, I would have flatlined Aljamain Sterling. Hope Piotr Jan could get the belt back. I think he could. Poirier's becoming the next Uriah Faber as far as title shots, basically, yeah. It's sad. It's very sad. But we'll see. We'll see if he can. It's crazy because had he not thrown that illegal knee, he could be considered one of the GOATs of MMA right now, of bantamweight. Of the bantamweight division. And instead now, he's on this losing streak. If O'Malley and Aljo's even close, I think they'll do a rematch. They may. Sean Strickland was the guy smashing Napoleon's tater tots in class. Pretty much, probably. That guy was such a douche. Give me some of your tots. I don't even think that was him asking for it, but I'll never forget he kicked his pocket. Who's carrying around tater tots in their pocket? Talk about weird. Napoleon Dynamite was an amazing movie, though. Absolutely amazing. Merab would have stolen the belt from Jan eventually. You're right. I think Merab, his performance shocked me. I have to pick him. Merab, the way he just pressure. I think Jan could make adjustments and beat Merab. I don't know if I misspoke there. I think Jan could make adjustments and beat Merab. But at this point, I would have to pick Merab in a rematch. But Jan's apparently changing camps and working out different, parts of his game, and hopefully he comes back better than ever. Because I still think he can beat Aljo. He was ragdolling Aljo in the grappling at one point in time. People forget that all the time. Jesus Christ, my nose is itching. Who's the best fighter Sterling can beat at featherweight? Maybe Brian Ortega. If RDA loses, does he retire? No. I think he'll stick around for a little bit longer for some fun fights. But he's getting close, which is actually sad. Where's Jerry's video at? I don't know. Crazy that Marlon had Merab hurt badly. Almost finished him. In an alternate universe, the ref might have stepped in. Kip is the schmo. Nah, don't insult Kip like that. Yeah, you're just jealous because I've been chatting online with babes all day. LaFonda. Kip and LaFonda. There's actually like a deleted scene, or it might be after the credits, I can't remember, where Napoleon goes to Kip and LaFonda's wedding, and he rides in on a horse. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I actually picked... I don't think I've ever picked Merab recently in any of the big fights. I picked Piotr Jan. Why does it do that? Let me take a look. I picked Piotr Jan to beat him. I picked Jose Aldo to beat him. I picked Marlon Moraes to beat him. I don't remember who I picked in the Cody Stamann fight. Don't remember who I picked in any of the other ones. But that's crazy. His last 3 fights I picked against him, I'm 0-3. Joe, who you got, Gamrot or Fiziev? I'll probably go Fiziev. Joe, where Jerry's videos at? I don't know. He's disappearing in action. Ref could have totally stepped in the Marlon Merab fight. I know. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Thoughts on Musk and Zuckerberg ditching the UFC on the fight? Dana's having a conniption. He's still trying to public restroom NBA Finals his way back into the deal. Thanks for the stream, Joey. Good night, and have a good night and good weekend, gentlemen. Thank you. What's up, Red Bull? Yeah, but Dana's gonna try to weasel his way back into it. Gonna try to weasel his way back into it for sure. I've seen Logan Storley won, by the way. Doesn't surprise me. I'm just surprised it wasn't a boring decision. TKO ground and pound. Dude couldn't get up at all. Joe, you more confident on AJ Dobson pick? Tafon missed weight? Actually, it makes me less confident. But if you watch my prediction video, I said I was wondering about Tafon missing weight. But the fact that he didn't have to make the weight, dude, he's massive. I'm telling you, I was surprised he could go down to middleweight. He's huge. So now I wonder if that weight advantage is going to get him a win. But it could go the opposite way. And it could have a terrible effect on him. Do you think Fiziev improves his cardio? Yes. Movie question. Why do you think people hate Tron Legacy so much? I think it was an okay movie. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even remember what that movie was about. Is he going to destroy Strickland's legs so bad? Worse than Costa. I agree. He's going to chop those legs and eventually find a KO. Dana's going to talk shit and say it's stupid. Oh, 150%. 150%. Every Bellator card since the inception has continually one-upped itself on how shitty it can get. Dude, Bellator just, I don't know. They just don't have what it takes, it seems like, to promote a fight card. They do a shit job. Scott Coker, I don't know why people think Scott Coker is like the guy. He's not even good. No, I didn't watch Bellator tonight, unfortunately. I was busy. Only thing I got going for Tafa is he lost to better competition compared to AJ Dobson. Yeah, AJ Dobson, I could see him gassing and getting manhandled, but I think he's the better fighter overall. Tafon made 185 before. I did not know that. But it wasn't in a while, though. Did you check out... Okay, read that. Tron Legacy is the one with the colored scooters. Okay. Ian Gary got to beat Magny and his hairline easier than D-Rod. Yes. I didn't even know it was one today. Yeah, they're horrible at promotion. Do you have a Letterbox, Joey? I know you love movies, and it's a great app for movies. Never even heard of Letterbox. So, no, I don't. What is that? Will Paddy Pimblett do worse than Darren Till in the UFC? Yes. Well, define worse, because I think the UFC will baby him a little bit more. So, he might do better just because he gets more favorable matchups. Are people forgetting Magny beat D-Rod? I think D-Rod's massively overrated. Yes, he is. LaFonda could KO Kip easily. Yeah. LaFonda and Kip. Woman who played LaFonda. I don't even remember what she looks like. Imagine you have that on your resume. Doesn't even have her age. Actress, model, and comedian. Never even heard of her. Doesn't even have her age on Wikipedia. That's crazy. Apparently she's 52 years old. That's craziness. Oh, here's Kip. 47 years old. Has he done anything since? Not really. Nope. Hasn't really done anything since. Damn, that sucks. Oh, he's a commercial director and photographer. So, okay, he's done something else. Just not really performed in anything. Yeah, D-Rod lost to the Leech. Technically, he won. It's not where you can rate movies and make lists that your friends can... Nah, yeah, I've never done it. I don't know. I haven't watched as many movies as I would like to since I started the channel. But I'll go to the theater a bit, but that's pretty much it now. But I never really rate movies or review movies. If I want to check like what kind of reviews a movie's getting, I usually check IMDb. I feel like it's usually kind of accurate. If anything, it's a little bit higher than I would grade it typically. So, it was interesting because the only time Magny has been finished by strikes was round 4, lost to Ponzi. I don't even remember that, to be honest. D-Rod's definitely overrated. People are giving Strickland no chance in the majority of MMA media and YouTube space. I think they need to do a fair assessment. Otherwise, they're going to be trolled something if DDP. It's not going to, dude. There's no... Sean Strickland would have to have a fluke win to win, I think. I got Patty by robbery. Fair enough. Do you think Wonderboy's career would be a lot different had Till not come in 4 pounds overweight? I think Wonderboy beat Darren Till, so I don't think the weight mattered. Manny's only been knocked out by Ponzi. Will Ian Gary be the second? No, I'm going to say Gary probably via decision. You saw Ariel saying he didn't want to comment on the Jamal Hill situation because he promised a friend he's not going to mention anymore. So he's not going to 10 Hill 7. Did not see that. Did not see that at all. Don't watch Ariel. Don't watch any of that. You know, if it wasn't circulated around, I haven't seen it. But, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. To be honest, if I was Ariel, I wouldn't mention a single thing about Jamal Hill because Jamal Hill is clearly just building his YouTube channel off of it. That's all he's truly doing. He has legitimate gripes. People don't understand. I think Jamal Hill has legitimate gripes, but what he's doing is he's just using it to build his YouTube channel. So, that's all that's going on there. He's using Ariel's name to build his YouTube channel. It's embarrassment. But fair enough. If I was Ariel, I wouldn't mention his name ever again. Fine. Never talk to you about it. Never talk about it again. Never talk about your YouTube ever again. Because all you're doing is giving him what he wants. That's what a lot of these people who just clout chase online, you know? They just clout chase for attention. At the end of the day, people can say what they want. They can say, oh, Jamal Hill's a UFC champ. I like Jamal Hill far more than I like Ariel Helwani. But the fact of the matter is, Ariel Helwani's a much bigger name in MMA than Jamal Hill will ever be. Will ever be. That's tough to hear. That's tough to even say. I don't like that. But what's going on here is he's trying to build his YouTube channel in his time off to grow his brand, to make some money while he's on the sidelines from his Achilles injury. Which is unfortunate. That's really a referendum on the UFC. Oh, I got to talk shit about Ariel Helwani to make money online because the UFC doesn't pay me enough, so I can sit out wide with an injury. Give Damon Jackson's hairline a win and give him Puelles. Puelles, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah. Quit being an MMA fan forever for $1 million? No, $1 million isn't that much money. And he lost to Lorenzo Arkin. Magny never really takes any damage. That is true. That is true. Nothing I want more than to see Gary sleep and love seeing cocky fighters get slept like a burglar getting shot. So satisfying. It's a little bit crazy, but all right. Joey, since you were watching MMA before Conor came in, what was it like to witness the rise and fall of McGregor? It was annoying. So many people, so many MMA fans and MMA media members were sucking off Conor as if he was something supernatural. They were acting like as if he had supernatural powers, and they were being serious about it. It was an embarrassment. Conor McGregor was overhyped, the most overhyped fighter of all time. Most overhyped fighter of all time. But it was cool to see. Conor had an excellent rise, but it was just way overhyped by the media and fans. And he got a lot of favorable treatment. He was essentially Paddy Pimblett for a while, in a way. Not as bad. And also he was getting dominant wins. But he was getting favorable matchups. He got a title shot with a win over Dennis Seaver. You know what a title shot... Let me look this up. MMA World Rankings. Getting a title shot with a win over Dennis Seaver. I'm going to give you an equivalent for today. So featherweight division, getting a title shot with a win over Dennis Seaver would be the equivalent of getting a title shot with a win over like Billy Quarantillo or Alex Caceres or maybe Andre Feely. That's what getting a title shot with a win over Dennis Seaver's like. If anybody who watched the sport back then, give me your personal comparison. Getting a title shot with a win over Dennis Seaver would literally be the equivalent of getting a title shot with a win over Andre Feely in 2023. So imagine if someone beat Andre Feely and got a shot at Volkanovski right now. Ronda was overhyped for sure, for sure. Puelles and Jackson aren't even the same weight class. That is true. Claudio Puelles should fight Terrence McKinney. That'd be interesting. Dennis Seaver was never a contender, bro. You can say what you want. Maybe he was ranked at one point in time. Dennis Seaver was never good. Do you believe the rumors of Aldo and Alvarez being paid off in the Conor fights? No, absolutely not. UFC would not risk their entire business for that. Damon Jackson should fight Darren Elkins. That'd be a fun matchup. Damon Jackson would have beat Billy Q if he had a gas tank, which is crazy. Which is crazy that he faded that badly. He faded so badly. I can't believe I didn't do my top 3 reasons I love. Which is really unfortunate. I got to get on that. It's already 1 a.m. Release that tomorrow, maybe. Or maybe I'll save it for Sunday. I don't know. Damon Jackson. Okay, read that. That'd be like Dan Hooker getting a title shot after beating Turner. Yes. Okay, there you go. That's a little bit. I think that's a little bit more generous in general. But fair enough, something like that. It's hard to believe, but I didn't really have a massive problem with it at the time. There was no like super deserving contender in general, but still, he was babied on his way up. He was babied on his way up. Guys, do me a favor and like the stream. Run up the likes on the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Help support the channel. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. We're cruising towards 12,000 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It would be perfect. It would be perfect if you could. Conor's featherweight title shot was equivalent to Islam's after the Bobby Green. It wasn't the same, though, because Islam had kind of deserved to be fighting for the title, but everyone kept pulling out against him. Chung Lee had the best, strongest kicks in MMA history. I'll never forget Chung Lee. It's Kung Lee, but Chung Lee versus Wanderlei Silva was crazy. You can't fake being KO'd. That's true. I guess you could. Court McGee did it. Conor's title shot was so smart business decision, brought so many eyes. It was insane after he beat Chad Mendes. And Chad Mendes would have beat him on a full camp. Michael Chandler got a title shot after beating Hooker. That is true. It happens all the time. That's not to say it was right. That's not to say it was right. At all. You can sew french fries. I fake being KO'd in charity boxing match. What, you act like Court McGee? You play dead? Chandler getting a title shot with a win over Dan Hooker. First fight, and he almost beat Charles Oliveira. We almost had Chandler as an undisputed champion. Almost beat Oliveira. I would love to see that rematch one day. Chandler versus Oliveira. I would absolutely love to see that. I mean, when you're actually unconscious, how could it be fake? True. Chad Mendes would have 100% beat Conor on a full training camp. 100%. 100%. That's exactly what I was saying. Why is it a fluke to people when their fighters lose? People are now saying that UFC 281 Pereira win was a fluke and DDP win over Rob was a fluke. Yeah. Are you looking to interview MMA fighters in your future when your YouTube grows to 1 million? Here and there, maybe. Have them on as guest. I don't know. I'm not really pressed on that. Dennis was ranked number 10 when he fought Conor. Well, what an embarrassment those rankings were. Either way, it was an easy fight for him. Okay? It was an easy fight for him. Yeah, Diego Brandao looked like he threw the fight. Go back and watch Conor McGregor, Diego Brandao. He randomly folds. I swear Diego Brandao might have got paid to throw the fight, to be honest, if anyone did. I'm telling you right now, that Diego Brandao Conor McGregor fight was an embarrassment. And that was in Ireland. If I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it was. Let's take a look. I got to come up with my top 3 reasons I love UFC 292, and it's really looking not good. Jesus. 11 fights. Okay, there's one reason. There's 2. I got 3. I don't have any honorable mentions, I don't think. I don't think I got any honorable mentions. We'll see. Bro, remember, okay, read that. Achilles injuries are real bad. Your whole body weight comes on it, and it takes real time. I once sprayed my Achilles while skipping with a proper stretch, and it pained for almost 2 weeks. That sucks. in Dublin too. So who knows? Who knows what was going on back then? But I don't think they would risk something like that. If it would be very small scale. The UFC would not be. The UFC would not be intertwined in that. In my opinion, let me X out all. I got all these tabs open. Don't need all these tabs. Conor took a dive in Mayweather fight. Even Ronda Rousey would have beat Mayweather, according to... Yeah, dude, that's such an embarrassment. Rousey would beat Mayweather. Okay. Conor took a dive in the Mayweather fight. Even Ronda Rousey would have beat Mayweather. Okay. Yeah, I just realized the full scope of what you said. Cards getting shorter. Any specific reason? Injuries. Injuries. I really don't care if they're shorter or longer. I don't care. Pause. As long as they're not too short, you know. 11's just fine with me. 13, okay, could be better. 15's crazy. I don't know if I can handle 15, but I think 11, 12 is fine, especially for my full card prediction videos. Don't want them to be too long. Joe crying over Ronda was so cringe. Rogan crying over Ronda was embarrassing. Dude really cried that he did. As long as we're getting a good main card, that's fine. Yeah, and the main card is okay. It's not great. It's not horrible. Here we go, evil. Here we go, Rogan. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if he was hyping that up. I bet you could handle 15. I did for UFC London. I handled a stout 15 at UFC London. They push out way more cards now. I feel they definitely do. It used to be a day and age where they did like one fight card per month. Like back in like 2010, let's take a look. List of UFC events. Let's go back to 2010. Okay, January had 2 events. February had 2 events. March had 3 events. April had 1 event. May had 2 events. June had 2 events. July had 1 event. August had 3 events. September had 2 events. October had 2 events. November had 2 events. December had 2 events. January had 2 events. Now we're in 2011. February 2 events. March 3 events. April 1 event. That's crazy. So listen to this stretch. They went March 26, 2011 to April 30th, 2011 to May 28th, 2011. So from March 26th, counting that event, all the way to June 1st, they had 3 events. Then they had 3 events in June, 1 event in July, 3 events in August, 2 events in September, 3 in October, 3 in November, 3 in December, 3 in January, 3 in February, 1 in March, 2 in April. So you can see at one point they would do events very sparingly. So definitely should have said pause again after that zesty banter about 15 being too much, 13 being ideal, etc. Okay. Remember when prelims for pay-per-views used to be really good, like Fight Night level? Yes, I do. Are you jealous of Neil Magny's hairline? 100%. Every time I go to the haircut, I go get a haircut, I take a picture of Neil Magny and say, give me as close to this as possible. They're doing an alright job. I feel like it's closer to Damon Jackson now. Ronda was gassed up by her coaches. She should have stuck to her judo. Yeah, they acted like she was an elite level striker, which is hilarious. Her striking was horrible. They acted like because she KO'd Betch Koheta, she was some elite level world class striker. It's crazy. It's craziness. Absolute craziness. But it is what it is. Dana and Rogan were almost trying to set up a Rousey versus Floyd Mayweather boxing match back in the day. Think about how crazy that is. Think about how crazy that they were really pushing that. So it is what it is, but it was an embarrassment. It's just a constant It's constant lies being pushed to promote, basically promote certain fighters. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Yeah, they were really pushing that, dude. They were really pushing that. I swear. They were really pushing that. Ronda has a terrible resume, too. These WWE pictures are hilarious. These WWE pictures are hilarious. Dude, she really couldn't win a UFC belt, so she said, I'm out of here. I'm going to go participate in WWE. And the worst part is they really got gloves on her like she's a fighter in here. Listen to her resume. Listen to how garbage her resume is. Got starched by Amanda Nunes, starched by Holly Holm, has a win over Betch Cajeda, Kat Zingano, Alexa Davis, Sarah McMahon, Misha Tate, Liz Carmouche. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she has 6. She's 6-2 in the UFC. 6-2 in the UFC. Her tenure only lasted essentially 3 years. Damn. Her tenure in MMA only lasted 6 years total. That's crazy. She had 3 amateur fights in 2010, 2 in 2010, 1 in 2011. Then she came into KOTC, win, then a different organization, win, then she went into Strikeforce, win. I remember watching a couple of her fights in Strikeforce. Win. She was 6-0 when she entered the UFC, went 12-0, and then got starched by Holm. She really couldn't handle the loss. She really couldn't. Yeah, it's crazy. Have never heard. Happy I never heard about that. Yeah. Thoughts on Eugene Behrman saying DDP has to fight someone else? CKB scared of DDP? No, they're not scared of DDP at all. It may end up being true, but my guess is that's their way of just controlling the narrative a bit. They're just trying to make DDP look bad for not taking the fight. But if he's injured, he's right on not taking the fight, but he may very well lose his title shot. Eugene Behrman may be right on that one. I haven't listened to the interview, but I've heard people complaining about it on Twitter. And he may be right. He may be right. But you know what's funny? I've never seen this many people angry about the just #1 contender getting skipped over. The same people were glorifying Colby Covington getting a title shot. That's what I find funny about the whole thing. When Colby said, Bilal's got to fight more, everyone was like, ha, Colby's so funny. Eugene Behrman said, Du Plessis got to fight. Dude, Du Plessis may never get a title shot ever. Which sucks. Which absolutely sucks. I want to see him fight for the title. I think he deserves a title shot. But if Hamzat goes out there and mauls Paulo Costa, he's not getting a title shot. I'm telling you right now. DDP would not get a title shot. How's it going, brother? It's going good. Joey called it. DDP lost his spot. I'm telling you, it may happen. It may happen. And the people who are complaining about it now will be perfectly fine with it if Hamzat gets it. You know, if he mauls Paulo Costa. And also, he may fight Strickland. Adesanya may fight Strickland and say, I want some time off. I've been super active. I fought 3 times in the last year. You know, I've been super active. I'm taking a year off. I'm taking 10 months off. So now DDP is going to sit out for over a year. Imagine if Adesanya says he doesn't want to fight till next August, September. That means Du Plessis sitting out for 14 months. That truly means that. Really not that bad of a resume. It's a horrible resume. How will you celebrate 100,000 subscribers on YouTube? I don't know. Just stop posting on the channel just for fun. Israel ducking Adesanya if he skips DDP. Not if he fights Hamzat. He may beat Strickland, fight Hamzat, and then he may try to go up to 205 if Alex Pereira is the champion. He may genuinely lose a shot. And I'm telling you right now, fans, I will be advocating for Izzy versus DDP. Fans will turn on DDP like that. You know, you will literally see fans turn on a dime, and they'll want the Hamzat fight. And then if he beats Hamzat, and let's say Alex Pereira captures the 205-pound belt, guess what? Izzy's going up, so the DDP fight's never happening. So the DDP fight may actually get skipped over, which is super unfortunate. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. How much would the Hamzat Izzy fight sell? It would do over $1 million. It would do way better than DDP for sure. And people are always saying, "Oh, this and that, pay-per-view buys, like it puts money in their pockets." I'm just glad middleweight has some new life. Agreed. If Israel says he wants to take some time off, everyone will accuse him of being scared to fight. Agreed. 100%. DDP is awful. I wouldn't go that far. MMA has the most fickle fans. MMA does have the most fickle fans. They'll turn on DDP in a heartbeat. They will turn on DDP in a heartbeat. 100%. 100%. But if Hamzat, it all depends. If Hamzat loses, then DDP probably doesn't have anything to worry about other than is he taking time off or is he going to light heavyweight. But if Hamzat wins, imagine a scenario where Hamzat beats Paulo, Adesanya wants to take on Hamzat, Hamzat beats Adesanya, then they're going to do an immediate rematch. So DDP may never fight for the title. Truly. I want him to. I'm not advocating for him not to get a title shot. I hope he does. I wanted to see the fight in September. Unfortunately, he's injured. I'm not advocating for him having to take that fight. But it's just the way it works. And it's just so funny. I mean, for me, I think it's just, I think, I haven't heard the direct quotes from Eugene Behrman. But it basically said, oh, he has to fight someone else now because he didn't want to push through the injuries. I mean, I think that's ridiculous to say he has to push. But he's not wrong. What he's saying is just factual information. He may have to fight someone else now. Adesanya is the star in this sport. Any Adesanya fight's going to sell pay-per-view buys. It doesn't matter if it's DDP or someone else. Hamzat versus Izzy will be huge, exactly. Do you think Khabib has a better resume than RDA? Probably, but it's tough. It's tough. Khabib didn't stick around for long enough. But I would say his championship wins and his dominance will probably be better, but RDA's probably fought the better competition, but he's lost plenty of them too. Izzy's coach doesn't want the Hamzat fight either because he hasn't had that many fights on 185. Well, we'll see what happens. Who knows? Hamzat about to retire Izzy. I don't know about all that. But maybe it's possible, dude. You never know when it's going to be someone's last fight. Who knows? Izzy could be planning his exit from the sport. It would not surprise me. I'm telling you guys, every time we get a fight that we're like, oh, we really want to see this. You know, we really want to see Adesanya versus DDP. It made perfect sense after he beats Whitaker. These fights don't happen a lot of the time. You know? How bad do we want to see Hamzat versus Usman? How bad do we want to see Hamzat versus Colby? All those felt like inevitabilities. Never going to happen now. Most likely never going to happen. So. And imagine Strickland beats Adesanya somehow. He gets a fluky win. Clips him and KOs him. Adesanya, I don't know. Something happens. Weird stoppage. Could be anything. Gets finished in the 5th round after he injures his foot or something. I don't know. Who knows what could happen. Imagine if Strickland wins. Guess what? There's going to be a rematch. DDP's now going to sit out for 2 years because he wants his title fight. Why do grown CKB men want to fight an injured guy who will have a built-in excuse if he loses? I think in their minds, they think, well, we're super active. We fight through injuries all the time, and that's it. I mean, think about how active Volk and Adesanya are. I think that's their reasoning. I don't think it's right, but I think that's their reasoning. I feel like Costa and Chimaev will be close, similar to the Burns fight. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight for sure. Do you think Conor still fights Chandler after Dana double down? I don't believe it. But maybe. It's not going to be this year, though. Think about it. It's closer to the 1-year anniversary of when they announced them as Ultimate Fighter coaches than it is to when they have initially announced it. That's crazy. What's up, everybody? How you doing, Joey? What's up, Vince? I'm doing well. Is he a star right now? Exactly. Let's go Strickland. We'll see. We'll see if he can pull it off. You never know. What's bound to happen. I can't believe it's already 1:30 a.m. That's what makes MMA the best sport. You can never really count anyone out. Agreed. You never really can count anyone out for sure. But I think Izzy gets it done, barring a fluke. That's what. Okay, Eugene, Izzy's trainer, said DDP now needs another win before he gets a title shot. Thoughts? Rewind 5 minutes. We just talked about it for like the last 5 minutes. But it may happen. I don't agree that he needs another win, but you never know what's bound to happen in MMA. You never know what's bound to happen in MMA. Chandler really about to waste 2 years waiting for Conor? Yeah, when he's like 30, when he's late 30s. Is he just laying the foundation for his jump to be an actor? I see him retiring at 35. Dude, it would not shock me if Izzy fights like 3 more fights. The next thing you know, he retires. He's been so active in the sport, which is why I like him as a champion. I like active champions. You know, everyone's complaining this guy isn't active, that guy isn't active. Izzy's super active. What percentage are you giving O'Malley to win next week? Probably like 10%, maybe. Maybe even less than that. What will be the fight for the bantamweight title if Aljo vacates? Marab versus Sandhagen. But it really could be anything, whoever's available. I'm sick of Joey pushing the narrative. Izzy will fight anyone due to scared of Hamzat and now even TD play. What a joke that is. Is he scared of Hamzat and now DDP? Yeah, I guess that's sure, 100%. What will be the fight? Okay, read that. DDP versus Jarrett really might get booked. It wouldn't shock me. Would not shock me. Anyone else think this weekend's card is good? No. It's okay. Mediocre at best. I'll never count anyone out in MMA, but Strickland it will be an example. He has no ways of winning versus Izzy. It has to be a fluke. It has to be an injury or something. You know, Adesanya has to like break his fingers when he throws a punch or something. They got to be all like pointing opposite directions, and then the ref stops it. I'm sick and tired of Oxford Brown. I don't know what that means. But okay. It's trash in my opinion. Could you see O'Malley Sterling ended up in a robbery decision? It's always possible, but I doubt it. Is there a part of you that tired of the same guy headlining pay-per-view cards? No. I honestly just want people who deserve title shots on paper to get title shots. That's what I want. Can Strickland do a Covington versus Masvidal? No, absolutely not. Good main event though. Too many cards, they're watered down. Saying Izzy's scared of anyone is crazy. Exactly. It's just ludicrous in my opinion. It's just ludicrous in my opinion. Strickland might dislocate Izzy's toe like Chael did to John. Could you imagine Izzy's beating the fuck out of him and like breaks a toe and loses? That'd be crazy to give a belt away on that. To give a belt away on that. Does Aljo versus O'Malley go through the championship rounds? I'm going to say no. I hope Aljo gets a finish. Dana's going to be salty. I want Aljo just to lay in his guard for 5 rounds straight. Just lay in his guard for 5 rounds straight. That's what I would like. I give O'Malley a decent chance versus Sterling. Sterling's weight cut might be rough since it's a quick turnaround. Yeah, I agree. There's a chance because of that, and also his striking is far better. Honestly, they should do one more fight night and one pay-per-view a month and make more competitive for cards. I agree. Make better cards in general, overall better quality. I'm with you. I'm just hope we don't get a boring Izzy fight. Well, it's right around the corner, so we'll find out soon enough. It'll be here and gone before we know it. But you never know. It really could be a shit fight. It could be a shit fight. It's kind of one of those fights that could end up being horrible. O'Malley's jiu-jitsu isn't bad. Yeah, he's really shown it over the course of his UFC career. He's definitely shown it a lot. In some world, O'Malley and Strickland are champs. Could you imagine if they both won? That'd be craziness. Craziness for the sport. But who knows? We never thought DDP was going to beat Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker's done. I think he's done after that loss. I think his will to fight. DDP just broke his will. Just beat him up and bashed his brains in. Regardless of how shit these main events are going to go, at least they're not Bellator horrible. I don't know. Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill was Bellator horrible in my opinion. Joey just wants a weekend off. There you go. Yeah, give me a fight card every other weekend. You guys are working me to the bone. Think about it. I'm working at least 40 hours a week on the YouTube channel. If not, usually more, I would say. I would say 50 hours a week on the YouTube channel. And it doesn't, believe me, it doesn't make 50 hours a week revenue, all right? It doesn't make 50 hours a week revenue. I'll tell you that much. I hope these main event isn't bad. 293 card sucks. Yeah, dude, 293 is horrible. O'Malley can crack Aljo. I can see it coming. We'll see. I think it's possible. If they had less cards, they have an excuse to put all the guys making 12 and 12. They have less excuse to put all the guys. Yeah, I agree. But it's always going to happen. DDP didn't make Rob quit. He didn't want anymore. I mean, that's the same thing, isn't it? How would you see a rematch between Cannonier and Whittaker going? I think Whittaker would still win, but it'd be more competitive this time. It just seems like I don't know. It's maybe I'm just playing revisionist history, but it just seems like Whitaker's checked out. He's kind of made some comments before, and now I'm just convinced he's checked out. The Bellator card today was absolute garbage, straight hug, and I'm glad I didn't watch it. I don't know, but I see Darren Till decline for Sean O'Malley after Sterling subs, and we'll see. Rob really is done for real. I agree. How much time do you spend making a video on average? It all depends. Depends what type of video it is. Let's go look through some videos, okay? Okay, let's go. Let's go. View your channel. Top 3 reasons I hate UFC 292. Deciding my reasonings, recording the video, editing the video, thumbnail, title, description. Maybe 3 to 4 hours total, I would say. Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland 2 days ago. That video, all told, maybe 2 hours. The rise and fall of Tony Ferguson, all told, probably 5 hours, 6 hours maybe. Full card predictions, oh my God, don't even get me started because they don't even get a lot of views, especially for shit cards. Probably 10 hours. Probably 10 hours on that one. Research, recording it, editing it. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it's 8 hours. Cut these fighters. That's not too hard. Maybe 2 hours on that one. Jamal Hill exposed the Ariel Helwani feud. That one's probably like 4 hours. Maybe that's actually probably like 5 or 6 hours because I had to go through and find a lot of clips, and I just got carried away with too many clips. I should have not put as many clips. Full card post fight, maybe an hour, hour and a half, maybe. Joe Rogan, fire him immediately. That's probably like an hour and a half because that's just my opinion going through different things. Reactions to news announcements, probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on if I do it in 4K or not. So there's kind of the general consensus. But some of the videos where I got to do a decent amount of research, it takes a lot of time. Like when I really start like thinking about what I want to say and like what did we learn? Like top 3 takeaways from UFC 291. That's a tough video to do because I really like to really pin down certain points that I want to discuss post that pay-per-view card. So that one, probably 5 hours. You know, but simple news reactions are much simpler. They're the easiest videos to do, you know? Like Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland may happen after Du Plessis turns down fight. That probably took me 2 hours. Between recording it, you know, which it's a 17-minute video, but it might take me 40 minutes to record it total. Because I might mess up a couple times. I may like kind of think, oh, I didn't want to say that, so let me just restart. And then afterwards, I got to sync the audio and video, edit in the certain pictures I want to edit in. If I have any mess ups during the video that I kept in, I got to edit them out, render it out, upload it, thumbnail, title, thumbnail, description, all that good stuff, tags, wait for it to process, do mid rolls, and then release it. That one, those are some of the quicker ones that I can do 2 hours. It's a lot more. Like I'll tell my fiance sometimes, oh, I'm going to run upstairs and do a reaction to this news real quick. I'll be back in 45 minutes. And then I'll go back and I'll think it's only been 45 minutes. She's like, it's been 3 hours. I'm like, oh, damn. Was I really up there for that long? That's crazy. So that's just kind of the way it goes. But I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. And also, I like to cover in depth. You know, you guys have to realize when I do some of these videos, I try to think of it from every angle. Like the Israel Adesanya Sean Strickland video ended up being 21 minutes because I tried to discuss it from every possible angle. You know, the Tony Ferguson career, I tried to cover every aspect of his UFC career. The Jamal Hill stuff, I tried to cover it. People weren't covering it the way it should have been covered. It's just Jamal Hill trying to build his YouTube channel. You know? So I had to get a bunch of clips and try to tell the story there, whether you agree with me or not. So, all right, where are we at? Joe James Lynch said today the UFC does too many events, and we're getting watered down cards. That's been the truth for 10 years, so he's 100% correct. Remember when Brendan Schaub said Tony Ferguson didn't deserve a title shot against Conor because it didn't sell pay-per-views on Rogan's podcast? No. But that's craziness. I'm okay with Aljo winning, but I hope you were wrong about how I don't want to watch him backpack the whole fight. It's so boring. I think he'll get a submission, but I want him just to lay on him for 5 rounds and embarrass him. Derek Lewis versus Schaub and bare knuckle? Ew. Who would watch that? But Derek Lewis would easily win. Whitaker seems content to go to decision. He has no killer instinct. That is true. Strickland has 0 ways to win. Kind of sad. I think the Adesanya KO from the first fight with Adesanya, I think it changed him for good. Do you erase your fight companion YouTube videos? No. Why would I? I don't. Every video I've ever done is up on the channel, from start to finish. If O'Malley wins, they will do anything to give Cheeto a shot for their rematch. Dude, it would not shock me if Cheeto beats Marlon Vera if they try to give him a title shot. Advice for small channels: just put out content that you enjoy doing and just learn how to do thumbnails, learn how to do titles, learn how to talk on camera. Don't worry about views. You know, you're not going to get good views to begin with. I mean, I didn't worry about it. I was putting out nonstop videos. Boom, 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 boom. Was getting no views. Didn't care at all. Because I was just trying to learn how to do it. That's all I was trying to do. Just practicing, basically. So, I'm currently sitting on couch like that Twitter vid. Appreciate it. I'm happy to see that. DDP won't get his chance. How does she even feel about the channel? She thinks it's cool. She thinks it's cool. She watches a lot of it. She watches a lot of the streams. So, she likes the channel. Islam beats Habib. It's weird, though, because we used to watch every fight card together. Now I watch it with you guys instead. Explain how McGee round 1 KO is plus 165. JP round 1 KO is 260, and it's a fight. JP Bays isn't that good. That's why. I'd bet on him, though. JP Bays might pull it off somehow. DDP isn't scared, though. He's recovering. Agreed. Izzy seems to get fighters on short notice. Yeah, because he's super active, so everyone else is fighting on short notice. That's what it seems like, at least. If Umar were to have beaten Corey at UFC Nashville, he would have been fighting for the title. If Aljo vacated, if Aljo kept the title, he would have been fighting for the title as well. Would you rather have 2 stacked cards per month or every Saturday like it is today? 2 stacked cards per month. If Cheeto beats Marlon Vera, is that what I said? If Cheeto beats Pedro Munoz, I'm sorry. Finally got a new stream thumbnail. Fair enough, man. Just keep growing to keep learning. I want Sterling to pull Sean's fingers out of the cage for Herbert Dean. I want Sterling to pull Sean's cage. Yeah, dude, you're going to see a lot of fence grabbing from Sean O'Malley. For sure. That's a good reason to convince her to get on your live so you can watch cards together. I don't think she'll ever come on live. I don't think she will. She wouldn't want to be on camera ever. Aljo underrated ground and pound. Get the TK versus O'Malley, yes or no? It's pop, dude. He was beating the dog shit out of TJ Dillashaw. Beating the dog shit out of TJ Dillashaw. So he may be able to pull it off. He may be able to. We'll see. We shall see. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm probably going Aljo sub, but who knows? I might surprise you and go O'Malley KO. O'Malley's got way better striking. The advantage that Aljo, people are underestimating O'Malley in a way because the striking differential between O'Malley and Aljo is just as significant as the grappling differential between Aljo and O'Malley in Aljo's favor. You know, the striking in O'Malley's favor. So it could happen. Could happen. Munoz or Cheeto, who do you got? I probably got Cheeto. Do you think middleweight is so shit Strickland actually has a 50% chance to win? No. Strickland isn't going to win. It's really just not. It would have to be a fluke injury or something. Aljo has been KO'd stiff before by Marlon Moraes. A head kick / knee. The knee really landed, but it was a head kick. It was nasty. It was filthy. Filthy KO. I remember watching that live. I feel like wrestlers normally have the advantage over strikers. Definitely, because they control where the fight goes. So, I just hope we don't see Sterling down on all fours, just bobbing his head back and forth. Like, just jump down on your knees in front of another grown man and just doing all this in a fight is just horrible. Horrible in my opinion. Really hate to see it. Really hate to watch it. Hate to live through it. It's just annoying. It really is. Does Prime DJ win a belt in today's flyweight division? Probably. I could see Sean stiffing him. Okay. Sugar just uses his length so well. If Strickland beats Izzy, Izzy doesn't deserve a rematch. Okay. I already know people are going to be pushing that one. Are we streaming tomorrow's card? What time? I don't even know. I might even skip this one. I might have to start with my research for 292. Fierce encounter. Let's see. Main card, 7 p.m. I'll probably be live. Damn, they still didn't even update the card on their website. They don't even have the right card on their website. That's crazy. Let's see. Fight Center. Unless they change some things. Yeah, their website isn't even right. That's crazy. So I don't even know what time the prelims come on tomorrow. How can you skip Luque dos Anjos? That's the main event of the ages. Okay, prelims start early. Okay, I might be on live. I'll be on live probably around 6 or 7. Don't skip Juliana Miller versus Santos. It's going to be a war, I promise. Yeah, I can't skip elite level striking. I really can't. I can see Aljo taking some punishment on the feet early, then shooting for a takedown and finding a sub. Sean 1-2 with the knee up the middle is money on Aljo. Remember this comment. Okay. Who do you have Aljo fighting in his 145 debut? It's probably not even going to be a title shot, but it could be a title shot. We'll see. I don't know who it would be. Maybe Max Holloway. Prelims start at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's not on the UFC's website. I guess it's on ESPN's website. It's probably where you looked up. Where you looked it up. Imagine Sean O'Malley Dude, Sean O'Malley's been preparing since last October to take on Aljamain Sterling. So O'Malley can't claim he didn't have the preparation time. Can't claim he didn't have the preparation time. Bo Nickel will be the next champion. We'll say. Remember when Congressman Masvidal had a picnic table at his press conference? Dude had the smallest picnic table for a press conference. That's funny. There's a lot of jam at 185. I don't know how I keep having an Izzy rematch if he loses again. Because basically he's a dominant champion regardless if he lost that one fight. He went back and avenged it. He went back and avenged it. Herb Din. Yeah. Flash 1-2 down the pipe. Knee catching him. Okay, we'll see. See what happens. To quote Dana White, we'll see what happens. You never know. It wouldn't honestly completely shock me if O'Malley KOs him. Because I think so poorly of Aljamain Sterling striking. So it wouldn't shock me like a ridiculous amount. But I don't expect him to be able to pull it off. I don't expect him to be able to pull it off. Hold on 1 second. Sheesh. I was looking at views for my full card predictions. You know what's crazy? Even though I was a day late, my UFC 263 video still did rather well. I'm happy about that one. Dude, why are you asking the same questions? I told you I don't erase any videos. Every video I've ever done is up on the channel. Why do you keep asking that? Amanda Nunes 145 versus Kai Kara France. Who wins? I don't know, dude. I want to see Aljo KO'd before going up. That'd be crazy. We want O'Malley to win, but in reality, we know who's going to lose. He's going to lose. I don't even necessarily want O'Malley to win anymore. The UFC trying to, like, rig it in favor of O'Malley, I don't like. So, it makes me root for Aljo, even though I don't even like Aljo. I don't like Aljo at all. But did I say 263? 293. This is the latest Joey stream we got in a while. Obviously, you weren't here last night then. Even though you were, I think. Sugar on the mic after getting robbery decision for the belt probably pissed him. Dude, he'll probably call out Dominic Cruz or Marlon Vera. I want to see. Okay, you already said that. I know Aljo will crotch sniff. Dude, he's going to probably dominate him in the grappling. If O'Malley wins, I'm telling you right now, he's not going to want to defend against Merab or any. He's going to look for favorable matchups. Does Aljo get an immediate rematch if he wants it? Probably not. I don't think the UFC would give him one. Even if it's a robbery win for O'Malley, I think they'll tell Aljo, get in the back of the line. I think they'll probably try to give O'Malley a favorable matchup. Setting that man up to fail with a quick turnaround, 100%. Sean O'Malley lighting it up in Boston. 100%. I'm against O'Malley these days. First the Yan robbery, now the Dana White privilege. Dude, I just don't like the way they're trying to tip the scales in favor of O'Malley. I think it's just disturbing. I think it's disturbing. Absolutely disturbing. Which is really unfortunate, to be honest. Really unfortunate, to be honest. So Sean, who calling out? So Sean, who you calling out? So there's this Make-A-Wish kid, okay. Sugar will call out Paiva. Yeah, he wants a rematch with Paiva. Remember, does anyone remember? I have videos on the channel discussing this, but let me know in the chat. Does anyone remember when I told you the MMA community would hype up how good Aljamain Paiva was to elevate Sean O'Malley's win over Aljamain Paiva? Does anyone remember that? Me saying that. They're acting like Aljamain Paiva's good so they can act like Sean O'Malley's good when he beats him. Does anybody remember that at all? And look, where's Aljamain Paiva now, boys? Where's he at now? Someone fill me in. Where's he at now? If O'Malley wins, they'll probably give him Sandhagen since he's a striker. Yeah, but Sandhagen, I don't know. The wrestling, mixing in the wrestling now. Imagine if it's another robbery in favor of him. That'd be crazy. That would really make me start to question. Sean won if it's close because of the Dana White privilege. Imagine that. If Izzy wins 5 fights in a row, he should retire as one of the fighters, as one of the fighter in the world history. Okay. I hope he lights him up, and after that, I hope he lights him up. But after that, seeing Aljo 46-49. Okay. UFC released a 1-hour video on how O'Malley can win on their YouTube channel. That's crazy. Paiva got added to the rankings just for O'Malley to fight, and people said he didn't. Yeah, and they actually removed him from the rankings afterwards. Or before, actually. Before the fight even happened, they ended up removing it. I'm going to turn off the audio during the Aljo fight to avoid the glazing of Sean O'Malley. Oh, they're going to be glazing him hard. Joe Rogan's going to be taking him into a public restroom. Aljo gets a rematch if he loses? No. Even if it's a brutal robbery, I don't think the UFC gives him a rematch. Eddie Wineland was best bantamweight in WEC history when matched against Sean. Okay. Whatever. I found out that you leave videos that are 2-3 hours don't get views. Yeah, I have members only some videos, but yeah, it does mess with your algorithm a little bit. Sean O'Malley about to call out The Undertaker. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, dude. He's gonna call out Uriah Faber. Imagine he starts calling out Uriah Faber afterwards. After he wins. Say, yeah, I want Uriah Faber, or I want the dead corpse of Dominic Cruz. I hope Rogan isn't on 292. He's going to be, dude. Rogan might faint on Anik just talking about Sean striking. Yeah, and you know Anik's going to break out the Boston accent a couple times throughout the night. Glazing, glaze, Sean O'Malley. Going to call out Merab Dvalishvili's sister. Okay. Aljo goes to 145 regardless of the outcome of this fight. That's what the UFC is going to say. They're going to say, oh, no, he's going up. He's going up, boys. I think Izzy broke the works record of fights. Okay. Sugar is going to say, let's go Ferguson. Yeah, he's going to say, Tony Ferguson, you're taking everything I worked for. Cut down to 35. What are 2 fights on the card? What 2 fighters on the card fought each other before? Get rid of it. Get it right for $50. Marlon Vera and Sean O'Malley. Easy one. Boom. Let's see the $50. Deshaun. O'Malley breaks through at 22. Oh, never mind. He's 28. Same thing with Montinho. Yeah, dude. Montinho was a bum, and they were acting like he was decent. Sean's going to call out Connor. I'll put my house on it. Sugar's going to call out Patty, I believe. I want to see Sterling Volk just because I want to see Sterling get humbled. I meant on tomorrow's card. Let me look at tomorrow's card. 2 fighters that fought each other before. This is actually easy. I vaguely remember this. Let's take a look. I'm not clicking on anything. I'm just looking at the card. I believe it's one of the... I believe it is... I think it's one of the women's fights. I think it's Juliana Miller versus Montserrat Ruiz. I think that's what it is. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's one of the women's fights. I remember looking at it and saying they fought each other. Who did Jacqueline Amorim just fight and gas out against? Or no, maybe it's Montserrat Ruiz versus Polyana Viana. I think one of them is Montserrat Ruiz. I just don't know which the other one is. Maybe Polyana Viana. Final answer, I'm going to say Ruiz versus Viana. I'm checking now. No. Apparently not. Not that I say. Who is it? It's male. Okay. Well, let me try to guess male then, now that I know it's male. I swear one of the women have fought each other before. Okay. It is male. Who could it be? I know I saw one of these people had fought someone else on the card. I remember thinking that. Who could it be? Could it be... It could be Khalil Roundtree versus Tafan Chukwi, but I don't think it is. Is it AJ Dobson versus Josh Fremd? I don't remember. I remember seeing it. No, it's not that either. I just checked. I know I saw it, so it must have been previously to their UFC career, maybe. I know I saw this when I was looking through the card, that they had fought someone. Let's see who Jamie Pickett has fought. Nope. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Does it got to be Tafan and Chukwi? Or Chukwi? At light heavyweight versus Khalil? No. No. And Chukwi versus Jamie Pickett. There you go. And Chukwi versus Jamie Pickett. Boom. Volk brutalizes Aljo. Agreed. There you go. O'Malley's horrible in the mic, that's for sure. O'Malley versus Yadong will be a banger. Agreed. The only legit prospect Sean beat was Thomas Almeida. That was not a legit prospect. I actually really like Sterling. His YouTube channel won me over. Fair enough. I never watched it. Ariel agrees with you, Joey. Jamal beef with him for the views. Did he say that? Did he say that anywhere? Because it's true, 100%. 100%. That's why if I was Ariel, I wouldn't respond to him anymore. Strickland will 50-45 Izzy at the press conference, but 50-45 back in the fight. Dude, there's no 50-45 in anyone at a press conference. Pickett fought Tafan. Folk brutalizes Aljo. Yeah, 100%. Even if Aljo wins dominantly, people will say it's a fluke because O'Malley's a fraud. Oh, 100%. Aljo's never going to get the respect he deserves. Bro, the fuck? Pickett has been in the UFC since 2020? I know. This might be the first death in a cage. Get the casket ready for Dawkins. It's crazy that Dawkins is... He doesn't even look any different at 205. Maybe I'm crazy. I didn't think he looked that different. All right, Deshaun, I'm waiting for my consolation prize, my friend. I'm waiting for my consolation prize now. Hope all is well. Thank you, MMA Now. I hope all is well with you as well. Yeah, but if I'm Ariel Helwani, I don't respond to Jamal Hill at all. All it is a ruse to get views on his YouTube channel. Hey, Joey. Ariel thinks Jamal did it to grow his channel. I heard him say it in his show. It's 100% true. You got to find me that clip and send it to me, bro. You got to find me that clip and send it to me. I don't watch the show, so I would never saw it. It's 100% accurate. 100%. I'm telling you right now, Jamal Hill has legitimate gripes. But I'm telling you right now, it's all just a ruse. It's selling wolf tickets. And he knows it. That's too big of a word for me. What? Constellation prize. That means you get a prize just for participating. Dawkins should be at 185, low-key. Dude, I remember I thought for the longest time that Roy Nelson should be at 185. If I'm Ariel and they bring him up, I'd say Jamal Hill. Never heard of him. He's not a champion. Is he fighting? Is he active right now? When's the last time he's fought? I would be petty as hell if I was Ariel. I wouldn't talk about him at all, ever again. No matter what he did. Imagine if Luque has... Dude, don't even say that. Even at 205, Dawkins is built like a bag of mashed potatoes. Dude, I'm just happy looking at some of these fighters and like, damn, I got a better physique than this guy. I'm like watching Josh Parisian tape. Dawkins could be the next Cannoneer. You never know. You never know. Constellation. That's what I did. That's what I said. Did it not? I didn't say constellation. I said consolation prize. Did you ever see the movie Field of Dreams? If so, what's a popular quote from the movie? If you build it, they will come. Yes. I actually bought the 4K remaster of the movie. I like that movie. Did I say it wrong? Did I really say it wrong? I thought I said constellation. So, give me the Milky Way. Yeah. There you go. My bad if I said it wrong. I don't know. I didn't think I did, but I guess I did. If someone else is saying I did, I'll take your word for it. You know, when you do these streams for hours on end, of course, you're going to say stupid shit all the time. RDA versus Luque was the same as Sandhagen. RDA versus Luque will be the same as Sandhagen. Fine. RDA will stay on top. We'll see. Bilal wasn't able to hold him down for long periods of time, so I don't think RDA will. The whole heavyweight division, besides a few middleweights, are middleweights. That is true. Dawkins should move down to 155. I think that's a little bit extreme. I think that is a little bit extreme. If you build it, they will come. That is 100% accurate. Good old Herb Dean and Jeff Nail. Good old Jeff Nail pulling out. Joe, do you agree that if Aljo dominates Sean, I think Sean is only going to want to fight strikers with no grappling for the rest of his career like Wonderboy? Probably. I honestly, I think the most ideal scenario would be Aljo just dirting him like Corey Sandhagen. Dawkins should go down to 125. Okay, we get it. The joke's tired now at this point. Joke is very tired. If you build it, he will come. Yeah, oh yeah, that's one of the Mandela effects. The Mandela effect. If you build it, he will come. There you go. I'll take your word for it. It's just gotten changed over time, and it's the Mandela effect. Yeah, maybe women's strawweight's a better fit for him. Okay, guys, we get it. Kyle or Chris Dawkins, or whoever the hell it is, needs to drop down in lower weight class. We get it. We get it. We get it. Let's just say this. If me and him were in the same room, I'm going to see him eventually, all right? If me and him are in the same room, the only reason he's going to allowed to be okay is because I decide that he's allowed to be okay. But I'm a gentleman. But I'm going to start saying that. I'm going to start saying that all the time. Did Pollyanna always have striking KO power? Was her last opponent just garbage? Yeah, most people thought it was Day Will Come. Even I did just a second ago, but I remember now. It's just like people remember the Monopoly man with a monocle. He doesn't have a monocle. He does not have a monocle. Monopoly. It's called the Mandela effect. If you look him up, he never had a monocle. There'll be pictures of him with the monocle now. But look up pictures of the actual Monopoly. He's never had a monocle. For some reason, people have always thought he had a monocle. Google the Mandela effect. Jamal and I borrowed the belt for a couple months. Yeah. Was he ever a real champion? Dawkins is so bad. How the hell he used to nab people as a cop? I don't know, dude. Yeah, and Curious George doesn't have a tail. I don't even know about that one. Dawkins is going to arrest Roundtree tomorrow. Oh, God. Definitely a Mandela effect. Yeah, there's a bunch of Mandela effects. It's crazy. Mandela effect, Colby beat a top 15 welterweight. Yeah, that's not a Mandela effect for me. I know that's not true. I'll do a video at the end of the year ranking the most undeserved title shots of 2023. Ranking the most undeserved title shots of 2023. Hello all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Guys, do me a favor. Like the stream. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. It's almost 2 a.m. Well, it is 2 a.m. actually. So I'm fitting to get out of here in a minute. I might record a video before I go to bed, but I just feel like going to sleep, to be honest. But I don't know. I probably just lay in bed for 2 hours anyway, so I might record the video. We will see what happens. Imagine Juliana Miller comes out looking like Roundtree. I'd legit throw up from laughing. That'd be so funny. What's up, Joey? Do you like coffee? Not really. Jamal shouldn't give up the belt. Make the UFC take it. Well, they will take it. You will take it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. We went a long while. 2 hard hours. 2 hard hours. Just deep 2 hours of pleasure. Stream from your bed. Mobile stream from my phone. My fiance would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Colby hasn't had a stoppage win since Conor got his last lightweight win. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely craziness. I don't even know why you guys are still up, to be quite honest. How do we still got 100 people in here at 2 a.m.? But yeah, I'll be live tomorrow for the fights. Who's joining me tomorrow for the fights? It did change like the target. I remember it being a bullseye, but now it's just a circle with a dot in the center. There you go. This is how Dawkins Roundtree would go. Top, mount his way, bottom, then okay, whatever. That was too much to read. All right, guys, run up the likes on the stream. Join me tomorrow for my UFC watch along. JJ Smoke, we'll see if you're there. Blaze One Sports, we will see if you're there. I'm going to bed. I might record a video. I don't know when I'm going to release it, though. So I might record it. I might not. I got to go pee. I got to go to bed. I'm tired. And, yeah. Yeah, and I guess I'm out of here. Good night. Goodbye. Appreciate you guys. And, go watch the top 3 things I hate about UFC 292. If you haven't checked it out already, it's on the channel right now. Go watch my UFC 293 reaction. I keep wanting to call it 263 for whatever reason. I'll be live tomorrow night, Saturday night, for Luque versus RDA. Join me then. Good night, goodbye, and appreciate every single